Sometimes politics gets heated. A formerly civil discourse can sour, words can fail, and when they do, people are capable of some pretty terrible, insane, and often monumentally stupid and brutal things. Tonight, join us as we take a look at a few of the weirdest assassinations of all time on Deep Fat Fried.
Deep Fat Fried!
Oh, yeah. Weird assassinations. Oh, yeah. I like when... I want to know what's weird. I want to know if the assassins were weird, the methods were weird, or it's a little both.
A lot of both. It's a sprinkling of both. There's a lot of weird assassinations in history. This is definitely one that we can do more of if people end up liking it. But let's dive right in face first.
This dude looks like Popeye's dad.
He actually kind of looks like George R.R. Martin in a way, doesn't he, with that little hat?
Yeah, he does.
Yep.
This is Michael Lapsley. And rather than pulling a biography on him, he actually has written about his experience. So I pulled a little of his words on this. No one told me why I was being exiled, but as a university chaplain and in the wake of the Soweto uprising when students were being detained and tortured, I was no friend to the apartheid regime. In exile, I therefore became a target of the South African government. I had long ago come to the conclusion that there was no road to freedom except via the route of self-sacrifice, but nothing could have prepared me for what was to follow. 3 months after Nelson Mandela's release from prison, I received a letter bomb hidden inside the pages of 2 religious magazines that had been posted from South Africa. In the bomb blast, I lost both hands, one eye, and had my eardrums shattered.
Damn.
For the first 3 months, I was as helpless as a newborn baby. People have asked me how I survived, and my only answer to that is somehow, in the midst of the bombing, I felt that God was present. I also received so many messages of love and support from around the world that I was able to make my bombing redemptive, to bring life out of death, good out of evil. Quite early after the bomb, I realized that if I was filled with hatred and desire for revenge, that I'd be a victim forever. If we have something done to us, we are victims. If we physically survive, we are survivors. Sadly, many people never travel any further than this. I did travel further, going from victim to survivor to victor. To become a victor is to move from being an object of history to become a subject once more. That's not to say that I will not always grieve what I've lost, because I will permanently bear the marks of disfigurement. Yet I believe I gained through this experience. I realized that I can be more of a priest with no hands than 2 hands.
Cool. Inspirational story.
Damn.
Yeah,
that is an optimistic way to look at it.
By the way, we're going to start. I meant to say before we kicked it off, we're going to start with some assassination attempts tonight.
Sure.
This one, of course,
the successes. This is obviously an attempt because this dude's alive. Or
clearly,
at least was writing of that.
But yeah, I knew nothing about this guy. So just a chaplain, religious guy, opposed the apartheid regime and was clearly targeted by some, nationalistic movement or the government of South Africa itself with a bomb that was very clearly meant to kill him. And, maybe it would have a lot of people, but blew both his hands off, functionally made him almost deaf, blew one of his eyes out, and he's still doing what he was doing, stronger than before. Didn't change his mind on anything, didn't succumb to the terror of the attempted assassination, and still alive and still kicking. So not a whole lot more you can say about that.
Not really. It's not going to change anyone's mind by blowing their hands off. Either you kill them or you're just going to strengthen their resolve. And clearly with him, he was able to overcome that because a lot of people would not be able to.
True. So this is Abd al-Karim Qasim. He was a leader in Iraq in the 60s. I pulled this little picture because I thought it was a pretty cool quote from him. Patience will benefit you in every hour, every time, and every opportunity. It helps you to overcome your opponent, however so strong he may be. It will help you in times of distress and hardships and battles and in war and peace. So this may shock you guys to learn, but the United States has apparently a long history of involving itself with Iraq's affairs.
Paul, is this a joke, dude?
No, I
joke
mean, I looked into this. I had to double check that I wasn't reading like an Onion article. I looked for and clearly I found multiple sources that said that the United States has been almost constantly involved in monkeying with Iraq's political.
So this is like an Alex Jones kind of thing, like an Alex Jones conspiracy theory.
Paul's conspiracy theory episode. We got you.
Yeah, it's that. Gotcha. So this one's pretty quick. There's not
pretty
a lot.
far-fetched stuff. Yeah.
I don't know about this, Paul.
This one's pretty quick, but in 1960, the CIA tried to kill this dude by sending him a poisoned handkerchief.
What? And then we put the poison in the handkerchief. I just can't imagine.
CIA. How the fuck does the CIA tie its shoes in the morning? Because every time I ever hear about the CIA,
that's why Castro lived so many fucking years, dude.
We already did a Castro thing where we talked about all the failed CIA attempts.
The cigar that's gonna kill him. The fucking what was it? The shell that he was gonna pick out. Was gonna poison him.
Particularly beautiful shell on the ocean floor, and then it'll explode when he touches. It's like, why is our CIA so stupid?
Yeah, they are stupid. And then usually they just go okay, that failed and resort to other means. And in this case, they did that. Yeah. He was executed after being overthrown in a U.S.-backed Ba'athist coup, which
I guess that patience didn't help you overcome that opponent, huh?
Incidentally, the guy that replaced him is a name you might remember, Saddam Hussein.
Well, mistakes were made.
Yeah,
I believe we covered him during. We covered him during the
mistakes were made. Love that. What a sublime use of the passive voice, right? Somehow mistakes happen.
We don't know who had agency in those mistakes.
I don't believe anyone did. It's just mistakes happened out of the ether. Yes,
all mistakes are honest.
Honest mistake.
If I remember though, this guy was no angel.
What would be a dishonest mistake? You know what I mean? He's a good guy. Whatever.
I think I'll put some video of this dude so we could kind of see him in action and see some of the spin that we put on it as Americans.
Cool.
The streets of ancient Baghdad become the scene of a short but decisive revolution that topples the pro-communist government of Premier Abdel Karim Qasem.
Get out of there.
There on the right.
Commie.
A six-man military junta seizes power on a holy day. And within hours, the premier, who reportedly had executed 10,000 people, is himself shot.
I guess that's a little more effective than the handkerchief, I guess.
Yeah.
First pictures from Iraq show the intensity of the fighting, which was directed not only at the Qasem government, but also against the thousands of...
It's good to know Iraq has really turned things around.
Yeah, thank God that region is stabilized.
Yeah, you don't see buildings like this in Iraq anymore with holes blown in them and shit and rubble all over the streets. Thank goodness.
Finally,
I'm glad proxy wars are no longer fun.
It's all in the past now. Everything's good now.
It took 240 tanks and a brigade of mechanized infantry to break the resistance of the 1,500 military police who had been guarding the premier.
They need to bring back this guy to explain news.
Yeah.
Give me the fucking news in a minute. And a snappy voice like this, and the premier was killed. It's I like that.
The U.S.-backed coup was a stunning success.
Just barrel through. Give me the news in a fucking minute. Quit being a pussy. I don't need all this bullshit.
The new government, which promises a modification of Qasem's bitterly anti-British, anti-American, and anti-Nasser policies, has been emptying the jails of political prisoners and replacing them with communists. Rounded up since the revolution.
Thank God. Lock up them
that
commies.
Guy will go on to do absolutely nothing of consequence.
Everything's good now.
What?
Wee. Next.
So Ronnie Reagan had an assassination attempt on him, but a lot of people don't remember much about that attempt. Do you guys remember anything about the attempt on Ronnie Reagan's life?
I remember he was getting out of his limo or something, right? And
wasn't he shot by someone? It was some love thing. They thought Reagan was involved. It was weird.
The reason that I don't remember the reason why for the assassination, but the reason I remember it at all, honestly, was because I watched an Eddie Murphy SNL thing where he played an adult version of the little rascal Buckwheat, and there was a parody where Buckwheat was assassinated in the same manner as Ronald Reagan. So that's actually
on March 30th
entry.
March 30th, 1981, U.S. President Ronald Reagan was shot and wounded by John Hinckley Jr. in Washington, D.C. as he was returning to his limo after speaking at an engagement at the Washington Hilton Hotel. Hinckley believed the attack would impress actress Jodie Foster, with whom he had become obsessed. So,
Sure.
Crazy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I mean, like in his mind, he's like, all right, so I'll kill Ronald Reagan, and then I'll go to Jodie Foster, and she'll be like,
Oh my God.
aren't you the man who shot Ronald Reagan? Who shot Reagan? Let me suck that dick. You know, it's like, so clearly, yeah, nut. So that's not going to work.
A lot of people don't know this, but Ronald Reagan was not actually shot directly. He was actually hit with a very, very dangerous ricochet from a .22 long rifle. It ricocheted off of his armored limousine and hit him in the armpit, breaking some ribs, puncturing a lung, and causing massive internal hemorrhaging. He almost died on the way to the hospital and almost died on the operating table. So this was a serious wound. I mean, this almost worked.
So American history would have unfolded very differently.
Yeah, indeed.
And, you know, for one thing, John Hinckley Jr. would have had sex with Jodie Foster. So that alone would have
altered the course of history.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
This is a picture, very famous picture from that day. The man laying on the ground is a policeman by the name of Brady. The Brady Bill was actually written in his name. He's the only person. Now, nobody died in this attack, but Brady, and I have his whole name here. I can't remember what his first name was. No, I'm sorry. White House Press Secretary James Brady. Secret Service agent Tim McCarthy, and police officer Thomas Delahanty, pictured here, were also wounded. All three of them survived, but Brady suffered brain damage and was permanently disabled. His death in 2014 was considered a homicide because it was ultimately caused by this attempt on his life.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Years later, succumbing to the wound.
But if you look here behind the guy with the insane Uzi is Ronald Reagan on the ground with people covering him. So that's not Ronnie there face down. That's actually Brady. Ronnie is behind, kind of around the corner. They dragged him around the corner, obviously, to cover him from any further angles.
Crazy shit.
So a real crazy event in American history. There's actually video of it happening, but I didn't pull it because it made me click through 3 different age restriction things. So instead, this happened months after the assassination attempt on his life that almost killed him. And I want you to just watch this whole thing and tell me if you've ever had a president that's this big of a boss. You ready?
Yeah.
Hit it.
By its very existence and character, Berlin remains the most compelling argument for an open world. We're reminded of the many traditions of openness and democracy that have marked the history of this city. Missed me.
Got him.
Oh, my God.
Dude, you know what's really sad?
Oh, that's the fucking...
That's
why Reagan won, dude. Reagan have balls, TJ.
So you know what?
He have balls. He may not have mind, but he have balls.
I'm not pro Reagan and shit.
No, neither am I.
But you know what? Fucking they did a poll recently of the Republican Party, and they asked like what figure should we model the party after going forward? And Ronald Reagan was one of the answers. He was like second place with like 27%, but Donald Trump had like 50%. I'm like, watch this clip. Like if Trump had survived an assassination attempt and then almost died, and then there was a balloon that popped, Trump basically would have just died on the spot of a heart attack.
I mean, you saw what happened. You saw what happened when a dude fucking jumped up on stage. He fucking hit the deck and he really reacted to it. This dude heard a gunshot from afar and didn't even flinch, and then made a joke about it as it was still echoing in the distance. Miss me.
Missed
And just
me.
kept going.
I love it.
Dude, say that, like, let's hear that again one more time.
Missed me.
Yeah. Gotta go there.
And democracy that have marked the history of this city. America missed me.
You were seeing why Reagan had 2 terms by a landslide.
Maybe this is a planned moment. At this moment, pop a balloon, and then I'll be like, miss me, and the crowd will go wild.
Maybe if it was beautiful piece of political theater, if not beautiful piece of improvisational political theater.
And beautiful pair of fucking old school Republican balls. See, that's what your party used to have, Republicans. You didn't have good ideas, but you had some fucking balls.
What do you got to bring to the table?
What do you got now? I got a guy that fucking, if a balloon pops near Trump, he fucking literally shits his pants.
I mean, look, dude,
throws
look
a
at Dick
baby
Cheney
in front of him to shield
look
him,
at fucking
like
Dick
the fucking
Cheney.
politician from the
We
dead
covered,
zone.
Did we cover that? I think it was like Grease Trap or whatever the fuck it was. And fucking Dick Cheney, old school Republican, got a big old fucking dick. Reagan had a big old set of fucking balls. That's what they used to have. That's what
It's
Republicans had back in the day. I don't agree with them, but they at least had something.
Bring me back them old time big balled Republicans.
As Lisa Lampanelli used to say, screw these losers with a dream. Let's talk about some people that actually succeeded in assassination and how that went down.
Enough of these like half wits that can't even fucking pull off the plan.
This is Jorg Jensch.
I like him. Got cool hair. Cool facial features.
He was a Swiss preacher turned political powerhouse. He was pretty much the template for the type of guy who gets assassinated. He was ruthless. He was a 17th century bigwig who enjoyed his fame as a traitor. So when assassins actually came for him, no one was particularly surprised. How they came for him, though, that's a whole different fucking story.
All right.
They say death has a different face for everyone. For Jorg Jensch, it came wearing a bear costume.
Awesome.
Probably not looking like this, but, whatever. The 17th century analog of this.
Yeah.
So it was during a carnival. An epic fest of good old-fashioned revelry and drunkenness. Everyone was wearing masks and acting like complete idiots, as you do at a carnival. Well, not anymore. Because now we have
calm
to...
down.
Never mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to clean these carnivals up.
I mean, we can't be having that.
No.
We can't be having that.
I personally
Everyone
am
settle down.
sickened at the thought of a
Settle
carnival.
down. Scotty, settle down.
But I want to...
Scotty, settle the fuck down, please.
I just want
You're
to...
scaring me, Scotty. Please settle down.
All right, fine. I'll settle down. Calm down, TJ. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down, TJ.
He's attacking me. You saw it. You
Calm
saw
down.
him. You saw him attack
Calm
me.
down,
You saw him
TJ.
attack me.
You're all right.
All right.
So our friend Jorg was known. He had a few nicknames. One of them was the man with all the enemies. So of course,
Fuck.
Dude, that's awesome.
yeah,
Who are you? The man with all the enemies.
yeah. So of course he was very careful about everybody that he met, but he did attend this carnival. And he let his guard down about his most hated status and decided to let his hair down. He and his cohorts were celebrating the carnival in a private room at a tavern when a group of strangers approached the party, all of them masked, save for one man who was decked out in a full bear suit. The first furry, maybe.
Yeah.
No reason to regard that as suspicious, really, I guess, at this carnival. But there was a bulge in the bear costume that looked an awful lot like a concealed pistol. And an additional hint that they might not be coming in peace was the fact that many of the men were carrying weapons. The bear himself was lugging a giant axe.
Sweet.
So the group proceeded to ask if they could join the festivities. Jensch looked at his team of masked strangers featuring an axe-carrying bear, and somehow he was like, yeah, you're cool. You guys can party with us. Come on.
Come on in. Yeah.
And
Party's right here, bro.
Well, I'm guessing based on the episode that we're in, that it didn't work out all too well.
No. So once they got into the room, the bear saluted Jench and then went to shake his hand. The second Jench grabbed the paw. The bear fired his obvious hidden pistol, hitting Jench in the gut. The masked men unveiled their weapons, charged forward, while the wounded Jench awesomely went into swashbuckling mode. He grabbed a giant candlestick and tried to fight back. But after a short, no doubt immaculately choreographed fight scene, he became the first and only person in history to meet his end at the hands of an axe-swinging bear. So, there you go.
What can you do?
That's
What
a
can you
pretty
fucking
fucking
do?
dope assassination there.
He was killed by a
Smarter
bar.
than your average bear. That's all that is.
I guess so. I suppose so. There's another strange one.
He got his fucking picnic basket. I tell you that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill
You
you.
like that shit, Scotty? You like that?
No, I didn't like that one as much.
Okay, sorry.
I don't know, Yogi. Ranger will be mad at us if we take a picnic basket.
No problem, boo-boo boy. I took care of that this morning. The ranger won't be around for at least another week. It's picnic time.
I don't know, Yogi. Sounds like trouble to me.
Fucking why was fucking Boo Boo such a downer? Like why would
Boo Boo was
why
a
would
bitch, dude?
Why
I
would
mean,
a
think
dude
about-
that had so much fucking pizzazz as Yogi keep like a fucking lump like Boo Boo around?
I think it was maybe fucking Yogi's like a psychic vampire feeding off of fucking, Boo Boo's energy and shit.
Maybe so.
And so Boo Boo is just kind of like, that's great, Yogi. And Yogi's like, come on, Boo Boo, we gotta go do some more stupid fucking bullshit.
Psychic energy, boo boo.
Come on, Boo Boo. Boo Boo's like, yes, Yogi.
All right,
like, can you
Yogi.
Can you leave me alone for 5 fucking minutes, Yogi? I
Fuck
just want
no.
1 minute to fucking think, Yogi.
That's the Yogi scheme, though.
Do
He's
we
not going to give
need-
you time to think.
Dude, we need a John K. fucking Ren and Stimpy style reimagining of Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. Dude, can you imagine how amazing that would be?
All right. Hey, degenerates, go uncancel John K.
Yeah, go to
more,
John
we need more work from him.
Cristofucci, uncancel him, and make him do a Ren and Stimpy style Yogi Bear reboot, please.
Yes.
And yes, idiots, this is related to Assassination. This was not even a tangent.
No. This is all part of the.
We're talking about
the same
bears
thing.
because a bear killed a guy in an assassination. Okay.
Right. That's what happened.
Well, yeah.
It's fun. It's good.
So this gentleman up on the screen here is Grigoris Lambrakis, a pretty based Greek left-wing politician and activist before it was cool, or for that matter, safe, during the rule of a very right-wing government in the early 1960s in Greece. His constant protests, activism, and campaigning annoyed the Greek police and military enough for them to decide that he needed to be removed. However, it needed to be done with care. Lambrakis was popular, and the government forces didn't want to get their own hands dirty. So they ended up enlisting 2 far-right extremists to do the deed, because everyone knows those guys are the epitome of reserved discretion.
Absolutely.
Yes.
This is another picture of Grigoris being or Grigoris, or I'm not sure how to say his name.
However the fuck his name was
He's just
said.
being based, yelling at these fucking fascist pigs
He's like,
in the
fuck
street,
you pigs, you fucking pig, motherfucking pig, bitch.
or whatever the Greek analog of that is.
You fucking gyros, get out of here.
You fucking gyros. So anyway, they send these 2 fucking dupes to do the deed. The 2 freshly
Dude, I'm totally
government-
imagining the fucking thugs from like 101 Dalmatians, like the tall skinny dude and the big fat sidekick. You know,
they pretty much sent those guys or a couple of like Capitol Hill rioters or whatever. That level of
We're
right-wing
going to have
dumbass.
to kill him for the government.
I'll take care of this problem for you.
Hey, government, you control the country. Why don't you just kill him? No, we need two special guys such as yourselves to take care of it.
A couple of goons just like you with nothing between their ears is what we need.
Oh, yeah. Let's go kill this guy.
And I mean,
Thanks,
literally,
government.
they lived up to that name. So these two freshly government-sanctioned assassins leapt into action in a way that would make Captain Caveman proud. They grabbed a club and they packed themselves into a tricklo. I pulled a video of one of these fucking things that they drove to this assassination.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
This is what they were in.
I want a dark comedy about this fucking assassination to be made immediately.
Two fucking right-wing dorks in the back of a Tricklo or whatever the fuck.
You got your club? Oh, shit. Oh, halfway there, they're like, we forgot our clubs. Turn around. Gotta go back to
I got my club. I'm gonna wallop him good.
So then, swinging their Neanderthalian weapon, they putted to the site where Lambrakis was giving an anti-war speech. This is actually them on my way to kill him. This is a video.
We're gonna kill a left-wing agitator.
It's the next town over. We'll be there in about 6 hours.
Can you believe he said workers should have rights? We're gonna beat him to death. See ya.
I looked into these tricyclo things because it was just interesting me. I was like, they wrote a what? And so I went and looked into these things. And apparently they're like a meme in Greece and Europe. They're like this horrible, slow weeble wobble of a vehicle that is like totally impractical and loud and lame and bumpy and just horrible. It's like the Pinto, you know what I mean, in America.
It's like a novelty to own more than anything, is what you're saying.
So they show up where dude is giving our guy Grigoris is giving a fucking speech. And with the police busy staring at the sky and whistling, apparently, because, of course, they opposed this guy.
Probably instructed to, of course.
The pair had no problem getting into the area. However, there was a great flaw in their otherwise pretty damn stupid plan. To club Lambrakis over the head, they had to slow the triclo down to walking pace, drive right up to the dude, and bash him over the head right in front of everybody.
What a great plan.
And it worked. That's what they did.
Oh, I can't believe it. Like, okay. You figured he'd walk away, he'd run away. I guess not, though. He's like, no, I'm going to keep giving my speech. And they bash his brains in.
Yep. He just, I don't know how he continued to give a speech with one of those things driving right behind him in club range.
I don't know, but he did.
As he fell dead, they immediately found the other flaw in their plan. Even though the police wouldn't lift a finger against them, they had just slowed their vehicle to a near halt and clubbed down a famous guy in front of a large audience of his supporters. Members of the audience sprinted after the assailant's vehicle, caught it, of course, because it's a triclo, and it weeble wobbles at about half human mosey speed.
Step on it.
Get out of here. Cheese it. The crowd has turned sour. Cheese it. Anyway, they caught him. They were arrested.
Shocking.
Convicted and quickly forgotten about. The legacy of Lambrakis, on the other hand, lives on. You might have seen in the Academy Award nominated movie they made about him called A Marathon of Unfinished Spring. I haven't seen it, but here's I think it's a documentary film about him. So I think it was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Documentary Feature when it came out a few years ago. I have not seen it. But that is the final crazy assassination for tonight. If you like these, a lot of meat left on that bone, as we usually say. Much more to eat at the buffet. So if you liked it, let me know down in the comments.
Yummy. See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. Deep fat fried. fried.